So you've got a fuck up who's extremely selfish despite being extremely selfless. Who's friends with someone who's extremely selfish. Who's also extremely irresponsible, immature, but a funny ass motherfucker. You know, a fucking committed friend, a friend that's willing to be there to fucking the end, willing to sacrifice himself. I don't think Shaun and Ed had to go through a zombie apocalypse to figure that out. And I mean, like, actions speak louder than words. You have an indecisive man in a relationship that he desperately wants to keep, but just doesn't, you know, just his indecisiveness and also, you know, his dependency with his other friend is also causing turmoil in his relationship with his girlfriend, who honestly probably is ready to settle down, but like, Shaun is not yet prepared or ready for something so, once again, responsible, mature, and I guess, you know, there's some other words I could fucking describe, but like adult, really. I mean, he's still, you know, he's got a child friend, and he's like a child. I mean, aren't they fucking childhood friends? You know, they've been growing up since growing, you know, they've been friends since growing up. So, I mean, like, but, yeah, I mean, he's in that limbo state of, you know, I guess it's, I mean, in a sense, isn't it? It's like a coming of age for becoming an adult, I guess. Because, I mean, really, they're like living like teens out of high school still. Though I guess like slightly next level in terms of Shaun and his job. He's like a manager, a sales advisor. I think I just read sales advisor. This is, once again, a story or movie about identity, growth, responsibility, learning, responsibility, but also, I mean, obviously that Spider-Man quote, with great power comes great responsibility, and love is a great power. We got, once again, this naive hopefulness, a bit of an optimism or belief. Sorry, I was going to say faith or belief. I don't know what the fuck I just said, belief, I don't know, but a belief or faith in one's dream, or, you know, just hoping for something to happen or to maintain something in their life that they view so holy or sacred, or at least at the very least fucking great. I saw this the other day. I didn't come up with this. This was someone's perspective or whatever, but I think it might be true. But if Shaun and Ed, or specifically Shaun, never went to Liz's apartment, then there's a chance that Liz and her friends would be still fucking alive. Based on, because I mean, you, as a viewer, if you watch it for your first time, or, you know, once again, just them, if you're actually if you were in that world, you don't know how long that zombie apocalypse would last for. But yeah, I mean, if they knew, I mean, obviously in hindsight, if they knew, Shaun essentially got people fucking killed. So, I mean, in some sense, you know, it's a trial and error to become a leader, but maybe not the best fucking time to trial or to test it out. But I mean, like, you know, kind of, if you're in this situation, and you're a love-struck fool, and you know, there's someone in your life that is distressed, and you want to save them, I guess, you know, the willingness to do so, the persistence, you know, I guess it amounts to something, right? And now, I mean, I'll have to explain myself in a second, but like, once again, in hindsight and with that perspective, I mean, it is kind of like a very British humor kind of story where these fucking fool heroes are trying to save the day, when in reality, if they just fucking like stayed home, if they literally just stayed home, you know, just protected themselves, made sure no one came into their house. I mean, once again, in hindsight, they didn't know that. You didn't know how long that was going to last for, but if they just fucking literally just played video games the entire day into the night, you know, just whatever the fuck, you know, listen to loud ass music, whatever, you know, get really fucking drunk, they would have been, well, maybe not drunk, I mean, because there's a chance that, you know, they fucking could have gotten eaten then, but I mean, but once again, realistically, fucking, yeah, they didn't have to do any of that. They literally could have stayed home, and all that probably, I mean, you know, people possibly would have died, but, you know, possibly far less. I mean, at least in terms of this, the main characters of this story. So I mean, I've already talked about Shaun and Ed. I've already predominantly talked about Liz. Like I said, mostly put together. I guess a little foolish for being in love with a fool. You got Diane, who is in love with David. David's in love with Liz. So I mean, David has to accept. I mean, there's a chance, maybe, who knows, man, if fucking the Shaun and Liz relationship didn't work out, blah blah blah. But maybe never. I mean, this is maybe someone, this is a fucking kind of a triangle, but I don't know what the right word. Like, it's just non-reciprocal, I guess. Just this is purely platonic. Though there's a longing on one side, and once again a naive hope that it'll work out in the end. And then, in terms of like not seeing eye to eye, you got Philip, who ended up being a very loving, supportive, somewhat from afar, maybe more tough love, father figure, stepfather, for Shaun. And then you got Barbara, who once again did not also see eye to eye with Shaun, in terms of, once again, the relationship or the marriage that she ended up having with Phil. But that's just kind of like most likely. I mean, who knows? I mean, obviously, Shaun's got some history that, or some examples of why he felt Phil was not the greatest father, but it might have been just simply, just having to fill that void of, the missing father. It's a romance, horror, comedy. There's a little drama. There's a little drama in there. I mean, it's a guy trying to get his relationship back that is falling apart in real time due to his own negligence. And his, at first, unwillingness to change or grow up, or to sacrifice some of his freedom as an individual for something towards a couple, or something co-opt, or something fucking once again, a relationship, a partnership, something where you have to compromise. And if you're not willing to compromise, then it's very hard for things to work, because usually things aren't perfectly aligned. It's reality. It's nature, man. It's not artificial. It's not man-made. It's like, this might be too far out there, but like a natural jigsaw puzzle, seed in the ground, with water, fucking time, these all these things, these qualities, time and the seed and the ground, the dirt and soil and all that, the rocks, all that stuff, these are all like parts of a puzzle that, when they're put together, complete the puzzle. You get the fucking tree, essentially. But typically with nature, there's imperfections. We'll call them beauty marks, which, with balance, maybe should be appreciated more than altered. And I'm sure, some people are going to complain, why does one person have to change? Why can't the other person change? Well, it's like, it's one person's like ineptitude. They're fucking not full committal to the objective of fucking bonding, of this partnership, of this love, of this foundation, this structure, this relationship. Then yeah, that one individual probably does need to change, or the relationship needs to end. Most likely. Maybe not always the case, but this is once again like the Goldilocks situation. Goldilocks and the three bears. Just fucking, it's gotta be just right or whatever. And I can't tell you the answer of like, what is true love or whatever. Who you're meant to be with, or what you have to do to get there. It's different for every individual. And I think a lot of times, you have to be a little decisive, and sometimes eventually you got to accept things for what they are and compromise, and maybe lower the expectations, or I don't know, man, like maybe you're being reasonable. I don't fucking know. And I also find it, once again, I wish I could give another, maybe I got to still talk about the example, another example of like kind of like this, the British humor, the dry British humor, and once again, hindsight, thinking about like the problem kind of was Ed. Ed was holding Shaun back. And once when Ed became zombified and everything seemed to fall in place. So maybe Ed was the problem and it wasn't Shaun. Shaun absolutely coddled Ed like a baby, father to son. But then Ed would treat Shaun like a brother to brother. And, fucking, it was a balance of sorts, man. It was maybe even fucking symbiotic. And I guess, moral of the story is, save time for what's important. And sometimes you decide what's more important. Your relationship or fucking around with your friends. You probably fucked around with your friends, a good amount by this point. So, I don't know, man, and I'm sure you'll probably get to still fuck around with your friends later, just less. I mean, that's what you're willing to sacrifice for love, right? Because, otherwise, you're just a fucking selfish asshole expecting the entire world to revolve around you, to change for you, to put you in a desperate, dangerous, low situation where you have to figure it out, dig yourself out, or fucking climb your way out of it. And literally the only way you're going to change is if fucking, literally if the world forcibly fucking, nearly ends for you to fucking get your shit together. It's almost too late. It was literally almost too late to get your shit together. It was, if the fucking if the apocalypse for this movie kept on going, they were fucking dead. They were dead as shit. Dead as fuck. But I guess, the joke is the friend's the problem, kill the friend. Hopefully there'll be a fucking zombie apocalypse and they'll come back to life and you can play video games later. If that zombie apocalypse didn't happen, I do think Shaun would have just kept falling into his old ways. As long as Ed was around. And maybe eventually, if this was a different, kind of movie or different story, eventually maybe Ed and Shaun would break up and fucking, go their separate ways for a while or something, whatever the fuck. But nah, fucking zombies saved the fucking day. And now, you could fucking crucify me for saying this, but it really is the keep calm and carry on kind of mentality. It really, literally, dude, once again, if they just fucking keep calm and they just fucking carry on with their fucking life, just took it as a sick day or fucking, a day at home, a day of rest, they would have been fucking fine. The joke being sometimes you don't have to do fucking anything. Sometimes we're the cause of our own problems. Sometimes we get in the way of things when we should just get the fuck out of the way. Yeah, it's a bit of a stay in your lane, but also sometimes you gotta change lanes, man. The person in front of you might be just too fucking slow. And now, I guess we could end it on would Ed have ever been willing to change, or did he change? And I think we got the answer at the end by sacrificing himself. Once again, a very selfless act, but I think the thing is Ed kind of, he cared. He definitely cared about Shaun. Once again, a very fucking brotherly love. And whenever Shaun was down, he fucking cheered him up. And he knew how to usually, cheer him up. So, you can't, I don't know, to just fucking throw away a friend. But at the same time, though, it's it's kind of a bit dead weight or being weighed down, a fucking a boat with a hole, and sometimes you gotta fucking get rid of the weight, man. The extra weight to at least fucking so you don't sink so fast. So then you can figure something else out. Give it just a little bit more time. I guess I'll also touch briefly on just the perspective of someone who is lazy or not willing to pull their own weight. What do you do with that individual, and why are they that way in the first place? It's unlikely that Ed had, most likely some type of disorder, mental illness. Maybe he was just once again just purely lazy, or he was extremely depressed and the only person that was willing to, obviously, he was fucking texting, the entire time. But so I don't know, once again, who the fuck knows? It seems like he obviously was doing just fucking all right, and he didn't seem to be, depressed or whatever. It just, maybe, once again, maybe he's just in complete denial of, not being a child anymore, not being a teen anymore, having to be an adult, and just completely just rejecting that lifestyle, but to, once again, the detriment of those around him, especially close ones, or friends. I don't know if we even meet any of his relatives. With that being said, this is one of my favorite films. I've watched this or rewatched it many times. It's just fucking, it's funny, but also, it's to see passion, naive hope, belief, faith. It's fucking, it's nice to see. And maybe, just maybe, less is more. Stay at home and fucking have some fucking tea. The writing device or instrument in your dress shirt pocket is leaking, and it kind of looks like blood, dude. Now, I had in the past I've looked up the definition of wisdom and stuff like that. This is definition of British humor. Carries a strong element of satire aimed at the absurdity of everyday life. Common themes include sarcasm, tongue-in-cheek, banter, insults, self-deprecation, taboo subjects, puns, innuendo, wit, and the British class system. These are often accompanied by a deadpan delivery which is present throughout the British sense of humor. It may be used to bury emotions in a way that seems unkind in the eyes of other cultures. Jokes are told about everything and almost no subject is off limits, though a lack of subtlety when discussing controversial issues is sometimes considered insensitive. So yeah, coming up with a really dumb fucking plan, getting all your friends fucking eaten for no fucking reason, pretty fucking absurd. In an already absurd circumstance such as a fucking zombie apocalypse. Can you find love in horror? I was thinking about it, and honestly, okay, so maybe there's a chance, just once again in hindsight, Liz would have been, if say, Shaun didn't go and try to save Liz, which he's trying to save Liz because he fucking loves the shit out of her and he wanted to save her fucking, he just wanted to, just be with her and hopefully, protect her, use his body as fucking bait or fucking whatever once again, a shield, a fucking human meat shield to protect her. So, that's a very powerful stance of love, honestly, of wanting somebody for sure. But I mean, so, if say Shaun, he just said, fuck it, I'm not going to go out there and hopefully it's just going to fucking blow over in a day, which there's no way of knowing that. So, and once again, I think he made the right call, honestly, thinking about it. I mean, clearly, hindsight, he didn't have to technically, but I feel like if he didn't, say, we'll put this scenario out where he doesn't do it, blows over, you know what I mean? He says he sees Liz again since it's blown over, and it's brought up. What did you do? Did you think of me? And would he say, yeah, I wanted to go and try to save you, but I thought it was smarter to just not? Or, maybe he could have said, you're on the second floor, so there's a chance that they would never have gotten to you, blah, blah, blah. Or there's no chance I would have gotten to you. And once again, there's a chance that she would have been relieved that he didn't do that because there was a chance that he would have died, blah, 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 blah. But then there's also the chance that finding out he didn't try would have further solidified not being together. So once again, I think overall, despite that idea, I do think the right move for him in terms of trying to keep that relationship together, which wasn't it wasn't like an object thing. This was, he truly cared for Liz and wanted to, he didn't, he really tried to fucking, save and protect not only her, but her friends and his parents and his friend, and all fucking blew up in his face. But that's, how much can you really blame Shaun for something that no one could possibly been that prepared for? I mean, once again, I guess you could be only so prepared, but when it truly comes down, it really, when it happens, what kind of person are you? And Shaun, in my opinion, is definitely a fucking protector and a lover. He was a bit cowardly, but overall, he was pretty fucking brave.